Hey y'all, and welcome to PolitiBrawl. My name is Brian, and this young woke student makes this outlandish claim about how Biden is doing a great job at the border, and Charlie Kirk has to set him straight, and it does not end well for him.
Which one was managing the border better?
I think Joe Biden. And I will justify that. I will justify it.
Please.
Economically, when an immigrant comes to this country, even an illegal immigrant, even someone who does not have high-level, high-earning skills, they contribute more to the economy as a whole than they take away. They contribute to fixed expenses like the military. They provide more into social benefits than they take. And if we're talking about issues with like job scarcity, what we actually have is an issue with job distribution and the way our systems are set up to take advantage of poor working class Americans.
So do you believe in borders at all?
I believe that practically, yes. I believe that there does need to be major reform in the way we deal with borders.
I just want to make sure you understand.
Well,
how many people do you think are coming across the border every day?
I do not have the exact numbers on that, but I think it's a reasonable amount. I'd probably say in the thousands, tens of thousands.
Yeah, 10 to 15,000 a day. So to put that annualized, that's 3.65 million a year minimum.
Sure.
Right? That is the population more than some U.S. states. You're saying it's all a benefit. First of all, tell that to the family of Lake and Riley, okay? Secondly, I asked you a question. Who is managing the border better? We don't have a border under Biden. You arrive, you're in. We've gotten rid of DNA testing.
That is just not true.
Hold on a second. How many people are being turned away at the border? Are we doing DNA testing, background checks?
But you mean like turned away at the border? Lots of people are turned away in the border, immigrating to the U.S. legally. Like, the majority of people who don't have visas.
If you show up in Ciudad Juarez at the other side of El Paso and you claim asylum, welcome, buddy. You get a free ticket to the interior United States, cell phone, benefits, social security number, and you are now in the United States of America despite breaking the laws. And that's fine. We just have a difference of opinion on this. I find it so interesting of someone who's trying to like justify the breaking coming into our country and the breaking of our laws, but you have a right to that opinion. So.
No. I don't think it's an opinion. I don't necessarily know like where you're getting these statistics, but I don't think Joe Biden is just like, come on in. Like everyone's opened the border.
No, he absolutely did that.
No, he has not. He has not been like that.
Yes, he has.
And more than that, what actually we need when we're talking about immigration reform, we need to make immigration more accessible for legal immigration.
Now, how about this? Or we need to put our own U.S. citizens first ahead of foreigners. Yeah? Isn't the whole idea of a government that the citizens of the country should come above the citizens of another country?
United States citizens, we are immigrants.
Hold on a second. Some are immigrants here. Some are descendants of settlers. Settlers and immigrants are two different things. Settlers come to a barren land and build something new. Immigrants come to a country that's already built. Yeah, barren. Like, okay. I don't know, Plymouth Rock.
Oh, bless his heart. And you know what? Before you clown on him, I actually want to give this kid some props. This kid is actually a genuinely curious person. He has a mixture of good facts and then bad facts. I'll explain that in a moment, but I want to shift briefly over to Charlie Kirk for two reasons. One, I've actually never heard the settlers argument before. You'd think it'd be obvious. We called the people that came to Jamestown and to Plymouth and originally the Roanoke colony all viewed as settlers, not colonists. And that's a very distinct point to make. Settlers come to a new area and they set up shop. And this is the nitpick that I have with Charlie, though. When they came to Jamestown, it was not barren. There was the Powhatan tribes around that area. However, the area around Plymouth Rock had been heavily fished by English fishermen. And they transmitted smallpox, and it just wiped out the local native tribes, who had actually cleared the land and made it into good farmland. As a matter of fact, there is a stretch from about, Iowa all the way across the United States that reaches up into parts of Massachusetts that's just prime farmland. Some of the best farmland in the entire world can be found along this belt. And that made it much easier for settlers to gain a foothold, particularly when the natives all died of natural diseases. Well, technically unnatural to them because they had no natural immunity. We had no idea what diseases looked like back then. So this land was cleared. So it's not barren, Charlie, but you are in the ballpark. These settlers made something of America. The heart and soul of America is not found at Jamestown. No. It's found in the Plymouth colony. And the colonies that got set up, like for instance Rhode Island, Pennsylvania, those are the brainchild of people who truly embodied the ideals of freedom. And so that's where America's real identity comes from. And so therefore it is time to talk about what Americans actually look like. Simple. It's anyone who comes over a border, comes through a port of entry, or has lived here and believes in the ideals that you can make it here in America, that you believe in life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. Hey y'all, I just wanted to give a shout out to my friends over at Colonial Metals Group. Their experts understand exactly what they're doing with gold, silver, and other precious metals, unlike our current leadership, which is giving us rampant inflation, terrible Federal Reserve policies, a president that doesn't know what planet he's on, and of course, an out-of-control Congress that won't stop spending. We have to figure out ways to keep our wealth safe. And the best way to do that is to go over to my friends at Colonial Metals Group, because their experts can help you diversify your portfolio, and they've got an amazing offer for first-time accounts. Free gold, silver IRA accounts, insured storage for 5 years, up to $7,500 in silver delivered directly to your home, and a safe to keep all that stuff in. So go over regardless and see what they can do for you and protect your wealth and your future today. Now, back to regularly scheduled programming. That is the core tenets of what makes an American. It's not a racial thing, all right? It's not a demographic thing. It's, do you believe that the principles that we fought for in our revolution, do you believe in those principles that man can achieve this utopia slowly? Not that you look at utopia and think that, oh, that's the left-wing goal. No. The whole idea of what we now know as conservatives, the whole idea that we have, that the goals of humanity are to have life, liberty, property, protection under the law, due process. Not that you have economic opportunity, equality of opportunity. No. That's not fair to Americans. That's not fair to the world. To say that equity and equality are the goals. No. The goal is to be able to hold on to what you have and build from there. Build something better than you came before. That's how you build a better world. Simply put, you just make a world a better place than you found it. Instead, what the leftists do, and what this kid is unfortunately bought into, is that they look at the ideal and say, that's not enough, let's go higher. They shoot higher and end up falling even farther short. And what I mean by that is this kid is talking about the good parts of illegal immigration, of which there are very, very few. I know this personally. I used to work at a company that hired a ton of illegal immigrants. And that company did not pay well. All right, the hours were long, the commute was terrible, what we did was shady, and we had a whole bunch of people that were not legal citizens of the United States working there. And it makes you wonder, is this really an economic boom? Because look at it from even a left-wing stance. A leftist, an actual leftist, who believes in workers' rights would look at that and say, no, that's direct exploitation. We have to do two things. We have to close the border to protect the American worker, and then we have to hold these places accountable. Ironically enough, this is where the modern right, the American first, and what used to be the old left meet. That's what liberals used to stand for. And it's very weird that they believe that that's a good thing now, that all this illegal immigration is a good thing. It leads me to believe, and I think this is the only way this makes sense, that the modern left loves illegal immigration because it is a testament to the strength of America, or more importantly, it means that they have someone easier, that they get to, pay less to clean their house. Because this is a stance of rich white liberals who don't understand any logistics. They don't understand what it means to be the working poor in America. The working poor are hurting. And that's why they go out there and chant FJB and Let's Go Brandon. It's why they're out there at a motorcade of a president who quite literally just got his mugshot and are cheering him on. Just average people trying to make it from paycheck to paycheck. It's funny to think how the power dynamic has changed in the United States in this time frame. That this student who is in the ballpark, by the way, again, don't clown on this kid. He has been fed a bunch of garbage and has seen part of the truth. He's smart enough to know that 10,000 people are pouring over the border every day, and it's probably higher than that. He's smart enough to know that we need to make it easier for people to come into the United States and contribute. But he is not smart enough to understand that we have to vet people, that we need these tests in order to understand, okay, are you really seeking asylum, or are you just looking for a free ride? Or worse, are you associated with the cartel? This kid is curious. This kid is intelligent. This kid cares. But he's coming at it from the wrong perspective because that's what our education system has done. And I'm rambling at this point, but I just wanted to make sure that you aren't clowning on this kid. This kid cares and this kid tries. But it's our education system that primes him for these mental failures. And that's why Charlie Kirk is so necessary, because he's rewiring this kid in order to realize that, oh, the way I've been taught has been fundamentally wrong. And I need to unlearn that so which I can pursue the truth. I think this kid's on his way to that. And instead of clowning on him, I think we should actually praise him because he's trying. And he's actually in the ballpark. And that's why we need guys like Charlie Kirk, who can go out there and tell these students that, no, you've been brainwashed. Okay? This is how you're supposed to think. And that's exactly what is going on here in this video. Folks, hope you enjoyed this segment here on PolitiBrawl. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one, and until then, y'all have a good one.